Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As always, it's me, the Smithie D. In today's video, we've got some exclusive Game Changers footage that has been passed around, so the other Game Changers do also have this footage, but I'm sure that is not the reason why you've clicked on this video today. In this video, I'm going to give my opinion, my breakdown on the Ewoks, and if they will be good, and where will they be good. So before we jump into the review, I do have a little bit of a confession. I never really liked the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, but I'm going to make sure that this is an unbiased opinion on the Ewoks in this video. But when I was a kid, I used to kind of like fast forward all the Ewok scenes, but that is probably no difference to any movies that had any sing-along songs in it. I would always skip that and probably watch 30 minutes of the movie. On that note, let's continue with the review and have a look at Wicket. So first off, I am loving Wicket's animations. It definitely brings life into the Ewoks and makes them really enjoyable, even for an Ewok hater like myself. Wicket's kit has been done very well, and you can see there has been a lot of thought gone into this character because this does take Ewoks to the next level with his presence. His basic attack is called Inquisitive Jab, where it deals physical damage to a target enemy and gain critical chance up for 2 turns. If an Ewok ally calls Wicket to assist, they also gain critical chance up for 2 turns. This basic attack is very important to Wicket, and when Logray is present, both these Ewoks have uniques that give bonuses for Ewoks' critical attacks. Wicket's first special ability is Forest Ambush, and man, do I love the animation of this special ability. I have to say, it is probably one of the best animations in game. This ability deals physical damage to all enemies. Ewok allies gain 10% turn meter for each critical hit scored. So potentially in the arena, if you're getting 5 crits from this ability, all your Ewoks are going to be getting 50% turn meter. In the tank takedown, potentially you could be looking at a maximum of 40% for your Ewoks when the tank isn't toppled, and that's going to be if a crit is landed on all 4 of the turrets and the main hub. You're going to be giving your entire Ewok team 40% turn meter. The only difference, you probably are not going to be using this special ability as much in the Rancor raid due to the Rancor being a single target character. As this is a special ability combined with a Zeta Chief Chirper leadership, whenever an Ewok ally uses this special ability, there is a 60% chance for a random Ewok ally to assist. As assists use basic attacks, that random assisting Ewok ally will gain 20% turn meter on top of the turn meter generated from Forest Ambush. You could be looking at a 50% of turn meter gain for your entire Ewok team, and the assistant Ewok gaining a 70% turn meter gain in total. His second special ability is called Gorilla Strike. This deals physical damage to the target enemy and calls a random target other ally to assist. If the target ally is an Ewok, Wicket and the target ally gain stealth for 2 turns. If the target ally is also an Ewok, Wicket and the target ally gain critical damage up for 2 turns. There is a lot of strategy and advantage to this special ability. So first off, as this special ability does have the stealth mechanic built into this, for the arena, this can be used in many different ways. Noted as probably one of the most popular, how it would be used is giving that stealth to the assistant Ewok of Paplo. Why would that be? Because Paplo, when he gains stealth, he then dispels that stealth and goes into an auto taunt. Another great way would be with Ewok Scout. As he is assisting, he will gain critical damage up buff, and if he crits on the assist, he will gain 30% turn meter from his own unique. Following, if you are using a Zeta Chief Chirper leadership, Scout will gain an additional 20% turn meter from using his basic attack, and there will be a 60% chance for a random Ewok ally to assist. In the Rancor, with this ability, you will no longer need to run T-Bow as your leader. Using Gorilla Strike tactically, your T-Bow will constantly be in stealth. Wicket's unique is called Furtive Tactics. Wicket gains 10% critical damage for each living Ewok ally and each stealthed ally. At the end of his turn, Wicket has a 50% chance to take another turn. This chance is reduced to 10% if this effect triggered in the previous turn. If you do decide to go on and Zeta Wicket, whenever Wicket scores a critical hit, all Ewok's allies recover 4% health and 2% protection. Because of the style of unique that Wicket has, it will also allow him to be pulled from an Ewok squad and partnered with R2-D2. While he will not gain any bonuses from the Zeta number crunch, as he does not have the faction tag that's supported by R2-D2, but he will gain 10% critical damage per stealthed ally. His Zeta unique brings a lot to any Ewok team, even if you were running them in the arena or decide to run them in the AAT. He's going to be healing the team every time he scores a critical hit. From what I can tell from the footage that has been provided, it's not per critical hit that they're going to be healing that percent amount, it's going to be a critical hit in total. At gear 11, Wicket has a base speed of 146. While he is not the fastest character in the game, he is definitely the fastest Ewok. His speed and kit plays a major part for Ewoks to have some viability in the arena. If I was to own my own Wicket and I was running an Ewok squad, the way I would probably run Wicket would be to put as much critical chance on him as possible. Critical damage can be put on him, but critical chance I think is definitely going to favour his kit more. With his base speed being a 146, I'm then going to be putting a lot of mods that increase his speed to try and make him as fast as possible. My aim here would be to try and make him outspeed the opponent. On his first turn, I would be using his special ability Forest Ambush and going for as many crits as possible to give my team that turn meter boost they need to go first. Within this team in the arena, if you were using the tactic of Wicket going first, it's going to be very important that you are running someone like Poplo. He is then going to be gaining that turn meter from the Forest Ambush, then that's going to allow him to go into a taunt. Another great way to bypass this is to run R2-D2 and take one of the Ewoks out if you are wanting Poplo to taunt. With R2 stealth, that's going to automatically put Poplo into a taunt. The ideal leader for this Ewok arena team is going to be a Zeta Chief Chirper for reasons already mentioned throughout the video. Low grade gives a huge support to the Ewok team in the ways of his unique works. From critical attacks, he's going to be giving them healing up, and healing them, he's going to himself gain turn meter. So this squad is pretty much built on assist attacks, counter attacks, speed up. There is lots of mechanics in and out of this team that just explodes with turn meter. As Poplo can dispel on his basic attack, it's more and more enjoyable watching them assist attacks or those counter attacks when he's then dispelling the enemy on his basic. But with all these moving parts and all this turn meter game, will this Ewok squad be arena viable? On the attack, I could say this team will be a brilliant team to play with in the arena. It's definitely got everything that you want from different teams. We're talking the clone squad, we've even got bits of the Phoenix put into this, we've got counter attacks, turn meter gain. There is everything that you could desire, and they even have the ability to heal themselves with health and protection. The Ewok squad itself gains synergy in many different areas. It's not just from critical attacks, but they do play a big part. As critical attacks are one of the driving parts to this actual team, it's then going to cause issues if you did go up against a General Kenobi lead followed by a Zeta Barriss. With all the assist attacks coming from the Ewok team, for each crit landed is going to be healing the opposition. If you were up against the widely used Rex leadership, that would then any crits landed would also be giving the enemy team turn meter, so it would come down to battle of the turn meter. And mostly used with these teams, they have something in common. A lot of these teams, even if it's a General Kenobi lead followed by a Zeta Barriss or even a Rex leadership, do use General Kenobi, and they also follow that with a Darth Nihilus. Grand Admiral Thrawn is being used more and more as the days go by, as Thrawn is actually faster than Wicket, and with the right mods, this Ewok squad does not have any auto taunter, leaving their entire team open for turn 1. If the Ewok team was set up that Wicket was the fastest, with the responsibility of using Forest Ambush to provide turn meter to the entire team, one fracture from Grand Admiral Thrawn to Wicket could end all of that plan. Zeta Maul is no longer that meta team that it once was, but it definitely will cause a lot of complications with applying that daze that's going to stop the Ewoks from gaining turn meter. They're not going to be able to assist, they're not going to be able to counter attack, and any crits that they do put out out against the Maul team. If the Maul team is stealthed, then they're not going to be able to score any critical hits. And we're back to General Kenobi that can give his entire team crit immunity whenever they're hit with a critical hit. While on offense with the right Ewok team, I do think that they will be able to come back a little from this and be able to take down some of these teams, but on the defense is another total situation. This is then leaving the team to be controlled and come back from these teams under the AI, and the AI definitely does struggle when it's given more than one option with a character. With all that, I wouldn't really count the Ewoks out of the arena, because you definitely can start building hybrid teams with them and either putting in a General Kenobi just for that extra protection, taking out a couple of Ewoks and putting R2-D2 in. Past the arena, they're definitely going to be an elite squad for the Rancor raid and the AAT, with the mechanics that they have inside with turn meter removal, turn meter gain, all the buffs they gain. They are definitely going to be scoring some high scores in those areas. So what is your thoughts on the Ewoks, and do you plan to farm them? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you've enjoyed the video, then please make sure that you're using them force powers of yours to hit that like button. And if you like these kind of videos, if you like the content I put out and want notifications, make sure that you do subscribe. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm the Smithie D. May the force be with you always.